You guys ready for our next session?
Yeah.
All right, well, this is a pretty special one.
Todo preparado.
My best friend, he's here. First of all, though, check this out.
Yeah. No puede ser. ¿Qué es la presentación de Kojima Productions? Yeah. No, me emocionaron. Pensé que iba a ser algo más que solo la presentación. ¿Será Kojima? Ese traje lo vi en unas fotos en el E3 que él publicó en Twitter.
Ludens. It's not him under there. Wouldn't that be cool now? It's just like
Ludens.
I wouldn't put it past him. All right. Well, please welcome your host for this session, Jordan Vogt-Roberts. Hey!
That's one of the more ridiculous things I've ever done in my life.
And of course, the man he's interviewing, please welcome the one and only Hideo Kojima.
Yeah. Aunque me emocionaste, Kojima, pensé que iban a pasar un tráiler.
They love you.
Thank you.
He's just going to talk the whole time. I'm super excited about doing this and being here with you guys, because I love movies and I love games. But over the last 3 years, I've gotten to know Kojima-san very well. And one of the things that's been most sort of impacting and amazing to me has really been understanding his love and deep love of cinema. And for me, as a director in Hollywood, one of the saddest things that happens is you come out here and you work in Hollywood and you realize so few people in this industry actually care about film history and cinema. You talk to an actress and they're, who's your favorite actress? Angelina Jolie. And like there's no care for the past and what got us here. And talking to him, his cinematic brain is so textured and nuanced, more so than most like true cinephiles who work in this business that I know. And so for me, I just wanted to take this opportunity to sit with you guys and really delve deeper into his brain and the way his cinematic influences have influenced work that's greatly impacted my life and obviously I think all of yours. So, thank you guys for being here. This is insane for me. I came out in a cardboard box. I don't quite know how to comprehend that. I want to start just by asking you kind of a hard-hitting question. Because for me, there are moments in my life where I wish that I had gotten into video games, because that's one of the greatest loves of my life. But at the time, I'm very stupid, so math and those things did not make sense to me. So I said, oh, I'll make movies. Just as difficult. Do you ever, with how amazing and storied your career is, do you ever wish that you had gotten into making films instead of video games? Why is that funny? That's a serious question. It's like a very serious thought.
映画が作りたかったんですよ、最初は、子供の時は。僕らの時はゲームはなかったんで、ビデオゲームはなかったので。
So first, as a kid, I actually wanted to make movies because when I was a kid, there were no games.
で、映画を作りたかったんですけど、なかなか日本では映画を撮れる環境がなかったので。
So I wanted to make movies, but at the time in Japan, there was no environment to actually make movies.
で、その頃に。
Sí, en aquel momento quería hacer películas, pero no estaba
ある種夢破れて。
como no estaba preparado el ambiente donde él vivía como para
In a
eso.
way, I entered the game industry because I couldn't get into the movie industry.
Él entró al mundo de los juegos porque no pudo entrar al mundo de las películas.
どうなのかと考えたことないんですけど、30年前のゲームってすごくこうスペックが低くて、映画と比べようがなかったぐらい低かったんですけども、30年経ってようやく映画と同じぐらいの表現力が出てきたんで、非常にそこが非常に僕は嬉しくて、ゲームを作ってましたけど映画にようやく届き始めたかなって、そういう気持ちです。
And I also never think what would it have been if I had made movies. But when I joined the game industry 30 years ago, it was impossible to make a comparison between games and movies because as far as capacity of expression, movies were so far ahead. So it makes me really happy that 30 years later after I joined the industry, games are finally reaching that level where you can express as much as movies can.
Había mucha separación entre la calidad de producción de una película y la de un juego en la época de antes, pero ahora es diferente.
I mean, you sit here and you say that, and this
Herra,
guy's a
tipo se
legend,
está
right?
muriendo de calor allí.
He's a pioneer, right? So you sit there and you say that, but is there ever a day, is there ever the worst day you have, the hardest day you have, is there ever a day where you say, I should have been a director in film?
いや、映画作りたいですよ。でもゲームを作ってるのも非常に楽しい。
Supongo que está diciendo que sí.
ものすごく難しいんですけど、難しいからこそ楽しいというか、一生かけてもいいようなものだと思ってます。当然映画も撮りたいですけど。
Don't get me wrong, I want to make movies. I would like to make movies, but also I'm making games, and making games is so hard. And that being so hard is exactly what makes it fun, so fun and so hard that I.
En resumen, quiere hacer ambas, películas y juegos.
映画好きすぎてですね、多分映画作ると、ダメ出しをしてしまうんで自分の中で上がらないかもしれません。
And also, I love movies so much. I love movies too much that I think I would start getting so picky in the little details that I don't think I would ever complete it.
All right, so I want to take you guys on a bit of a journey through his upbringing and his influences, and we'll get back to games and things in a second. But at one point, you told me that your father, when you were a child, made you watch the work of 4 directors. Who were those, and what were those movies that stuck out to you?
最初に見た映画覚えてないぐらい子供の頃から見てるんで、多分0歳ぐらいから、テレビを通じて映画を見せられたと思います。
First, they were showing movies like seriously before I could even have a hold of my memory. Before I was 1 year old in TV, they were showing me already movies.
でうちの父親が好きだった映画監督が黒沢と、ヒッチコックとキューブリックと、チャップリン、この4人の監督の映画を必ず見せられて、ずっと横で解説をしてました。
Le preguntó como que qué películas su papá les hacía ver cuando eran pequeños.
トリックも言ってしまうんですけど、それぐらい好きだったんで、それを
Este está respondiendo. Él
My
dijo algo de
dad had his
Chaplin.
4 favorite directors: Akira Kurosawa, Alfred Hitchcock, Stanley Kubrick, and Charles Chaplin. And he kept showing his movies, and from the side explaining everything about the movie, even the killer or the plot, everything. He told me he loved those directors to that level.
So, those are 4 pretty epic and specific directors. What are the memories that you remember most as a kid watching any of those films? Does anything in particular stick out?
¿Cuál es el que más se le quedó pegado de esas películas que vio de niño?
Probably Akira Kurosawa's Yojimbo.
三十郎が荒野を最初冒頭さまよってて、ある村に着きます。
So Sanjuro, at the beginning of the movie, he's walking through this wasteland and arrives to a small town.
ですごく荒れてる村で人が全然いないんですよね。
It's a completely abandoned town. There's no one around.
でどんどん三十郎が入っていくと向こうから犬がやってきます。野犬が。
Sanjuro keeps walking into the town, and then a stray dog comes walking his way.
カメラに近づいてくるとピントが合うとなんと犬が人間の特技を加えてこっちに向かってきてるっていうシーンがあって。
And when the camera gets close to the dog, you can tell that the dog is actually holding a severed human hand.
すごいびっくりしたんですけど、そのワンカットでそのシチュエーションが全部説明されるっていうか、もうすごい天才的なカットやと思いました。
And it was really impressive for me, but at the same time, with that one scene, you could tell everything about what kind of environment the movie is trying to relate. So that was just a genius scene.
よく SF とかであるんですけど、2000何年何々があって何々があって全部最初のオープニングで、クレジットで説明する映画多いですけど、黒沢はそういうことをせずに手首だけでその世界観を出してたっていうんで、非常に記憶に残ってます。
You often see in science fiction movies that they start with text explaining the setting in the year something happens, but Akira Kurosawa doesn't does this, and just by that scene with the dog holding the severed hand, he is able to convey to you the whole setting of the world, and that's just a genius move.
So when you first started watching movies like that, did you know right away that this was going to be one of the great loves of your life, or did that develop over time?
なんか生活の一部でしたね、映画が。
I mean, that movie was just a part of my life.
当時の日本っていうのはテレビをつけると世界中の映画、ドラマ、ドキュメンタリー、料理番組、バラエティ、そういうものが、チャンネルどこ回してもやってたんです、朝から晩まで。なんでテレビを通して世界を僕は覗いてたっていう、そういう印象があります。今は日本はテレビをつけても日本の番組ばっかりですけど、僕の子供の時はそういう感じでした。
Japan at that time when I was a kid, you turn on the TV and you would see movies and cooking shows and everything from places from all over the world. Nowadays you turn on the TV in Japan, it's all Japanese shows. But back then for me, the TV was a window to see through the whole world.
So did you have a moment, like for me, and I think so many people in the audience, they have a moment with something, whether it's Star Wars or whether it's Metal Gear, or whether it's something that just they watch or they play and it just blows their brain open. It just changes their perception of what can happen in cinema. And that's what made me want to be a filmmaker, is I had several of those experiences where just everything suddenly changed. So do you remember what that moment or moments were?
それがね、よく聞かれるんですけど、ないですよね。もうなんていうか意識っていうか、その記憶がある頃から一緒に映画と共に、テレビと共に暮らしてたような感じ。家族の一員みたいな感じです。
Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes. Wow. Esos lentes me encantan.
Movies were part of my consciousness. They were always there. It was the movies and TV were like almost like a part of the family for me.
映画がいろんなものを教えてくれるんで、世界中のいろんなことをね、行ったところもない土地のこととか人のこととか職業のこととか、そういうことを学校とか、親兄弟から教えてくれないようなことも映画が教えてくれたので、非常に映画には感謝してますね。
For me, movies taught me so many things about places that I've never gone to, people that I would never meet, things that I wouldn't be able to learn through my family at school. There's different things from all over the world. Movies are the things that movies taught me all that stuff.
So as you left Kurosawa and Hitchcock and Chaplin and Kubrick, these four directors that your father was particularly obsessed with, as you went on your own journey and you grew up and you started seeking out different movies, how did your tastes evolve? Where did you find yourself drawn to? What genres did you love?
普通の当時の子供と同じで、ゴジラとかウルトラマンとかああいう特撮、ハリー・ハウンゼンとかも含めてああいう特撮とか SF は当然見てましたし、日本でいうとヒーローものが流行ってたんで仮面ライダーとかアニメーションも当然、日本のアニメとかも見てましたし、あと、世界のテレビっていうのも見てました。
Le estoy entendiendo clarito.
奥さん魔女とか、謎の円盤 UFO とか大草原の小さな家とかバイオニック・ジェミーとか、世界の料理ショーとか、刑事コロンボとか、そういった世界中のドラマとかバラエティを見て育ってました。
Well, as any other kid back then, I liked these tokusatsu live-action movies, Godzilla, Ultraman, Ultra 7, also stuff from Ray Harryhausen, Jason and the Argonauts and stuff. And also, I was also, of course, watching anime, these different TV shows, Masked Rider, Tiger Mask, and also these Western shows like Bewitched, UFO, Little House on the Prairie, Galloping Grimette, Columbo, Bionic Woman, all this stuff was part of me.
All right, everyone laughs when they hear Little House on the Prairie. So that's not something that someone would think to associate with you. So
いやいや、
tell me.
素晴らしいドラマですから。
Wait, that was a fantastic drama. Don't make a mistake.
Tell me. I need to know some way in which something from Little House on the Prairie has seared itself into your brain and made its way into the work that everyone here loves.
No escuché la pregunta. Vamos a ver cómo es la respuesta.
まあインガルスケっていうをまあ舞台にしてるんですけど、お父さんがすごくすごい人で、まあ大きくなったらこういう父親になろうかなっていうふうには思いました。彼を見ていて。
Well, it's of course a story about a family, and the dad of that family is just impressive. I remember that looking at that dad, I was just like, when I grow up, I want to be this kind of father.
Dijo que cuando creciera quería ser ese tipo de padre porque el padre en esa historia era muy impresionante.
All right, so I want to talk about directors for a second. If you had to list not necessarily the most contemporary directors, but you've given me a list before of many directors that really have influenced you. Who are those people?
Esta pregunta es importante. Directores que han influenciado a
やっ
Kojima.
ぱり10代の時、まあ子供の頃から映画見てますけど、自分で発見したっていうか、10代の時に、感銘した監督っていうのはカーペンターとかですね、ダリオ・アルジェントとか、レオ・スカラックスとか、ですね。はい。
You know, I've been watching movies ever since I was a kid, but the movies that I found as a teenager, the first movies that I had that feeling that I found were John Carpenter. Sorry, the directors were John Carpenter, Dario Argento,
John Carpenter.
Leo Scaras,
まあスコセッシもですけど、
Martin Scorsese too.
なんていうんですね、ホラーとか、ドラマとかアクションとか、
Esos fueron directores que él descubrió cuando era
ジャンルに
adolescente.
こだわってるんじゃなくて、まああらゆる要素が入って一つの映画になっているというか、そういう、
Todavía nada de
作品に非常
preguntas
に
en
憧れたというか影響を受けました。
en Facebook.
And they were not horror movies, they were not action movies, they were not dramatic movies, they had no genre, they had all these elements in one movie, and that had a huge impact on me, that made an influence on me.
All right, so John Carpenter, you're going to choose one: Assault on Precinct 13, Escape from New York, or The Thing. Which do you choose? You can only pick one.
要塞警察なんでアサルト13ですかね。
Probably Assault on Precinct 13.
Solid. So when you watch a film, what is it about a director's work that you find yourself drawn towards? Is it the voice? Is it the style? Like, can you identify what it is that draws you to the work of a director?
まあそれぞれの映画監督で違うんですけど、まあその脚本書く方は脚本作りも含めですけど、まあライティングとか色の使い方とか、あと演出、カメラワークとか、それぞれの監督によってまあそれぞれの特徴があるので、そこを非常に楽しみます。あるいは毎回違う作品を撮る監督もいるんで、そこはそれぞれの監督
Preguntan movie for some reason. Sí, si están hablando de como películas por alguna razón, porque ese era el pan.
Director have different characteristics. Some are bright at the script. Some they just have brilliant camera work. Some just have fantastic characters. Some directors just keep changing their style from movie to movie. So depending on which director I'm watching, I change the way I enjoy that director's movies.
So then, I'd be curious, do you think that great direction in a film, how does that fundamentally differ from great direction in a game?
La diferencia entre una gran dirección en una película y una gran dirección en
Because in a film,
videojuegos.
you know, direction ultimately to some degree is about guiding the audience's eye, telling them what to focus on. And in a game, it's an active experience where the player is so fundamentally involved. So how do you think those things are similar and differ?
ですね、ゲームはちょっとある種サービス業に近いですよ。寿司職人みたいな。
Games, in a way, is like offering a service, like making sushi, like being a chef.
顔の見えない、お客さんが見えない寿司職人みたいな感じ。
It's like a chef of sushi that cannot see his own clients.
寿司職人って普通日本に行くとですね、カウンターに座った人の服装とか顔色とか汗をかいているとかそういうのを見ながらちょっと握り方を変えるんですね。
I mean, a good chef of sushi has his clients sit on the counter, looks at them, looks if they look tired, if they're sweating, and depending on that, adjusts what he prepares.
あるいはその何回も来てる人はその人の好みも知ってますから、それによってちょっと出すものを変えたりします。
Or for people that have been there several times, they already know what kind of stuff they like, what kind of stuff they don't like, and they adjust what they prepare for them based on that.
そこのおもてなしみたいなものがその職人のアートであるんですけど。
So that's offering a service, and it's an art in its own.
で僕らはお客さんの顔は見えないんですよね。
For us, we cannot see our clients who's playing our stuff.
なので前もってこういうお客さんであればこういうことを好むとかというのを前もって仕込んでおくと。
So beforehand, you have to think, all right, this kind of people will enjoy this kind of stuff. So you have to think of all this and put it in.
であるいは自分とか周りのいろんな人格を仮想で頭の中に描いて、この人ならこういう行動をするだろう、この人ならこういうことをすると喜ぶだろう、こっちに行くだろうっていうことを考えながらゲームを組み立てていくんで、そこはやっぱり映画とは違うと思いますね。
Or alternatively, you have to make this fictional characters in your mind, and all right, if it's this kind of person, they would probably enjoy this. If this kind of player, they would probably do this and then get surprised by this. And you think of all this stuff beforehand, and that's how you start making a game. So that's probably something that is fundamentally different from making a movie.
Next time I go and go into Sony to talk about the Metal Gear movie, I'm just going to say, it's like making sushi.
Cuando vaya a hacer la película de Metal Gear va a decir, bueno, es como hacer sushi.
Training to make some sushi.
Que lo va a entrenar a hacer sushi.
Okay, so what movies do you think you have seen absolutely most in your life?
一番見た映画はですね、最近の映画ですね。
The one movie that I've seen the most is probably a very recent movie.
マッドマックスのフューリーロードは映画館で18回ぐらい
I
見ま
went
したけど。
about 18 times to the movie theater to see it.
18, is that a real number? 18 times Mad Max Fury Road.
Fue 18 veces al cine a ver una
で、
película.
一番好きな映画は、これあんまりよく聞かれるんですけど、答えたくはないですけど、2001年宇宙の旅なんですよね。
And one question people often ask, like, which is my favorite movie? I don't like answering that question, but it would be 2001 Odyssey to Space.
で、この映画は僕
Casi todos estamos seguros de eso, que
子供の頃宇宙飛行士になりたかった。
2001 Odisea del
This movie
Espacio.
is a very special movie for me. As a kid, I wanted to be an astronaut.
で、当時は日本人では NASA に入れなかったんで、小学校ぐらいの時諦めました。
Back then, Japanese people weren't allowed in NASA, so as in elementary school, I gave up on that dream.
で、2001年見たら宇宙に行った気分になってもう涙が止まらなかったという。
But when I saw the 2001 Odyssey to Space, I had that feeling that I had been into space, and I just started crying there.
で、毎年1回リバイバルがあるので映画館でそれは必ず見に行ってます。
And every year they do reruns of Odyssey to Space in the movie theater. So every year I go to see it in
で、
the movie theaters.
2001年宇宙の旅に関しては
Va todos los
テレビで
años a
は
ver la película.
DVD とかブルーレイでは見ないことに映画館で
A
見
un
So for this
festival
movie
de
specific,
cine donde
2001
siempre la
Odyssey to
pasan.
Space, I don't watch it on TV. I don't have the DVD or Blu-ray. It's a movie that I must watch in the movie theater.
あとはタクシードライバーとか
Él no la tiene ni en
マッドマッ
DVD
クス
ni en
は
ningún medio. Él siempre va al
次々
cine a verla en esa feria.
Also, Taxi Driver, I see it quite a lot. Also, Mad
Y
Max
Taxi
2,
Driver la he visto
probably watch it
bastante.
once a month or something.
Taxi Driver.
ストリートファイヤーは最後のマイケル・パリが去っていくとこ、ダイアン・レインが歌うところは、毎朝見て会社行ってたことがありますね、半年ぐらい。
For Street of Fire, that last scene where Diane Lane is singing, there for about 6 months. I watched that one scene every day before I went to work.
Voy a empezar a escribir una pregunta.
Somebody on the internet draw a comic of him being told that he can't be an astronaut and crying. Please, please. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. And then a comic of him watching that before he goes to work every day. So a couple things with that. To me, 2001, that came at a shift in time when we had 2001 and we had Star Wars. And that sort of defined the different path that film went on. And Star Wars was a much more commercial, blockbuster path. When you watch 2001, when I watched it, I think Kubrick was getting close to creating a different type of film watching experience. It's a different type of film. It's almost a new medium. It washes over you in a different way. That's how I feel, at least. Do you feel like there is a video game that has had a similar impact to you that almost transcended the medium itself?
アウターワールドってゲームがあったんですけど、
There was this game called Outer Worlds.
あれもすごかったですね。
That was an incredible game.
もともとゲームに興味持ったのはスーパーマリオブラザーズとか、ゼビウスとか。
Originally, I started gaining interest in video games with Super
ゲ
Mario,
ームっていう
Zebius.
のはもうルールの上にシステムがある、それがゲームだったんですよね。
But games back then, there were a set of rules, and on top of that, you make a game. That's what
ルー
a game
ルイ
was.
コールシステムイコールゲームなんですけど、
Rules equals system equals
ア
a
ウターワー
game.
ルドはそういうのを全く無視してました。
But Outer World completely
Listo.
ignore all this
なんかもう
emotions.
世界観がすごくあって、で何をしていいかわからないんですけど、
Si la
中
pasan,
に自分
sabrán
が
cuál
没入できる
es.
って
Yo
い
les
うか
diré cuál es.
本当に2001年うちの旅級
Tiene que ver
のびっくりし
con
た
Death
作品です。
Stranding y
And there, it
películas también.
had a fantastic world complete, and you weren't
Vamos
even
a
sure
ver.
what you were supposed to do.
No creo que
But
suceda,
it was
pero
so fantastic, and
vamos a
it
ver.
had a
Eso también
an
si
impact similar to
hacen
it
preguntas
was
relacionadas en
space.
なんか
Facebook.
どうやって解いたらいいか
pasada
全
no
然
lo
わからな
hicieron,
く
así
て、
que
当時はネットもなかったんで、最後まで解けなかったんですけど、それでもすごかったですね。
I had no idea how to get through this game, and there was no internet back then, so actually I never cleared this game. Still, it had a huge impact on me.
一緒に途中でなんか宇宙人と一緒に逃げることになるんですよ、自分が。途中で
¿qué
知り合
juego
って
hablarán?
Towards
No
the
le
middle of
presté
the game, you
atención.
meet this alien, and you're supposed to run away with the alien.
でなんかわからない言語を喋ってるとボヨボヨボヨボヨ
It
ボヨ
just
みたいな。
speaks a rare language, like
全く名前もわからない、性別もわからない
you
んですけ
cannot
ど、
even tell its genre, what it's trying to
一
say.
緒に逃げるんですよね。こう
But you're just running away
たま
together
に
with
彼
it.
の力を借りたり、彼を助けたりするんです
At
けど、
some point, you get his help, you get its help, you are helping it,
そのうちに愛らしくなってくるんです。
and
もう
towards
たまら
some
なく好
point,
きになってく
you
る
know,
っていう
just
か。
start loving this alien, and you just can't stop loving this alien.
もう未だに名前は知らないんですけど、
At this,
¿De qué juego
even today, I don't
hablarán?
know. I have no idea what is the alien's name,
な
but,
かなかああいう体験はないです。
but it's really hard to find a game like that.
No tiene nombre
Alright,
ni
so
idea de qué nombre era el alien,
When
pero
you and I first started
es
talking,
difícil conseguir un juego así.
I obviously had to be professional and not freak out. And we've become friends over the last 3 years. But there will still always be this little piece inside of me that is screaming, this guy designed my childhood.
Este chico.
It's true. It's fact. You know?
La de muchos.
And so when you sit down, I know that you sat down with George Miller recently. Can you just play it cool and say, or do
い
you
やい
freak
や
out?
もうね、呼吸ができなかったですけどね。
I couldn't even breathe.
Todos tenemos nuestros fans.
All right.
Incluso los más grandes
Alright.
tienen sus fans.
I want to talk about. I asked you over email. We were going back and forth, and I just said, "What are scenes?" Because at one point we were talking about showing a couple clips, and it became too complicated about what we could stream and what we couldn't. But imagine you're watching these scenes. But I asked you, are there specific scenes in movies that jump out to you when you think about your favorites? And so I'm just going to name a couple films that you brought up to me, and I would love to just hear why those had an impact on you. Can't just name a movie and expect him to talk about it.
面白い映画かどうかは別ですよ。
Before I just want to say,
非常にこう子供の頃見て印象に
as
残
a
ってる
kid, there are scenes that impacted me, but that doesn't mean that the movie itself is a good movie.
Absolutely. I love terror. I love a lot of
Ok,
terrible
dijo que,
movies. So
dijo que habían escenas que le podían impactar, pero eso no significa que la
one
película
of
haya
the first
sido
things you brought
buena,
up to me
¿ok?
was When Worlds Collide.
ですね、これは知ってる人いますかね。見て
Is there anyone in
The
the audience
worst
that knows
でか
this
い
movie?
彗星が地球にぶつかるんで、
One, two, three,
地
maybe.
球がまあなくなるんで、みんなで宇宙船作って逃げましょうって話ですね。
The story itself is just about a huge asteroid. It's about to hit Earth, so everyone is making a spaceship trying to get in it to get away.
で、みんなで力を合わせてロケットを作るんですけど、ロケットが2台しか作れないです。
So everyone worked together to make these ships, but they can only make 2 rocket ships to get away.
で、働いてた人は全員乗れません。
And all the people that help actually
No, yo no he visto esa
making
película.
the ships cannot get in the ships.
まあそれでも人類を残すため
Voy a
に
hacer una
頑張
lista
るん
de
ですけ
esas
ど
películas a
But
ver.
even then, people are trying to save mankind and working on it.
で、抽選をするんですね。
So they have a lottery,
で、これメインキャラクターじゃない本当のちょい役なんですけど、あるカップルが出てきます。
and there's a young couple. They're not even the main
で、この
characters.
2人もそのプロジェクトで一生懸命働いてます。ロ
And
ケッ
these
ト作って
two
ます。
are working hard on making these ships.
で、抽選すると1人が喜んでるんですよ。男性すごい、やったー当たった。抽
When
選
they
で
go to the lottery, one of them, the guy is really happy that he got into the
で
lottery,
女の子は悲しんでるんです。
and the girl is just sad.
当然2人とも1人が当選して1人は受からなかったんですね。
Of course, this means one of them got into the lottery to get into the ship, and one of them didn't.
そしたら2人でそのお金を出資しているまあ、トップの方のところにこのチケットいりませんと。
So at some point, they both go with the sponsors, the guys that are paying for the ships, and they give them back the,
まあ、子供の僕はなんでやの
the ticket, and they say, we don't need this ticket, we give it back to you. And as a kid, I was just like, why are you doing this?
1人で生き残るんやったら2人で死にますっていう話なんです。
And they say,
まあ、恋も全然知らない子供の時の話なんですけど。
if I'm surviving alone, I'd rather not do so, and we want to die together. And as a kid, I didn't even know who they were, and it
で
made an impact.
最後のシーンでもうチケットを持っている人がどんどん乗っていくんですけど、
In the last scene of this movie, the people that have the tickets
De-
start boarding the
乗れ
ship,
ない人は暴動です。
and the
暴れ
people
てる
that cannot get in the ship just start rioting.
で、お金を出した人がすごい金持ちが1人いまして、
And one of these people that are boarding the ship
彼
is
車椅
is
子
a
に乗ってる
millionaire
んです
that
ね。
bought his ticket, and
車椅子に乗ってて。
he's in a wheelchair. He's an old
で
man.、
その計画のリーダーが車椅子を押して本当はロケットに入らない乗り込まないといけないんですけど、
So-
動かないんですよ。
So the leader of the project is supposed to take this millionaire, push his wheelchair into the ship, but he doesn't move. He stays
で
standing
金
still.
持ちが早く
En
入
Facebook
ろう。
siguen sin
The
decir
millionaire's
nada
like,
interesante.
go on, we gotta get in the ship.
そしたらそのリーダーはあなたは行くべきではないと。
And the leader says, you shouldn't go.
あなたも年寄りやし俺も年寄りやから2人の若いカップルにチケットをあげました。
He says, the new world doesn't belong to us, it belongs to the young, and I gave the
で
tickets to them.
バーンとロケット飛んでいくんですよ。
And the ship just takes
そ
off.
したらロケットの中が映って
And it shows inside the
その若いカッ
spaceship,
プルが手つないでるんです
and
よ。
the couple is happily inside the
もう
ship.
感動してしまって僕はもう
I
子
was
供で
so moved by
人っ
that
てそん
scene.
なにすごいなっていうか、
Are people this amazing?
まあこれはもうびっくりしました。この
It was something that really made a
人間
very
が好きに
strong
なりました
impression
ね
on
これ
me.
で。
It made me like a little bit more mankind.
Wow.
That's such a deep answer.
Sí.
I would have been like, I peed my pants when the tree came through the window in Poltergeist. Like, it's very different. One of the other films that you brought up to me, and these are all just fascinating to me because to me, I think they represent these little slivers of him and his personality. But the other that you brought up to me was 12 Angry Men.
12 Angry
はいはい
Men.
これも子供の時見たんですけど、
This is also a movie that
まあ
I saw
12
as a
人の
kid.
陪審員の話です。で、日本には陪審制度っていうのが昔なかったんで、ちょっとルールがわからなかったんですけど、
This
12 Angry Men.
is a movie about a jury, and when I was a kid, Japan didn't work as a jury, so I didn't understand what the movie exactly was about.
まあ一人の容疑者がいて、12人の陪審員が無罪か有罪かを決める。
But
それ
there's-
全編それがその映画ですね。
But there's a suspect of a crime, and there's 12 men that are judging. The jury are trying to judge and decide whether this person is innocent or guilty.
で、最初は有罪が11人で、無罪が1人やったんですよ。
At the beginning of the movie, there's 11 people that are claiming guilty and one person that is claiming innocent.
でその一人がずーっとこの11人を説得するんですよね。
This one person is
この人は絶対無罪である。
all over the movie trying to convince the rest this person is
それ
innocent.
をもう一夜かけてずーっと朝までかけてい
Bastante
ろんな
interesante.
説明をしながらみんなで彼はこうだから無罪です
Por
っていうの
cierto,
をどんどんどんどん
les voy a
Tries-
decir,
goes
ya,
all over night and day, just trying different ways of explaining this person is like this. So there's no way this could have happened, or he could have done
で
this.
最終的には全員無罪
And
になるっていう
at the end of the movie, all 12 are convinced that this person is innocent.
非常にこれも子供の時びっくりしまし
So
た
as a kid, this really made it
だからまあ
was a
世
big
界を変え
surprise.
れるかなとその時思いまし
It
たね、
made me think maybe I can change the world.
voy a tratar de colocar lo más posible
そ
subtítulos
の
lo
ポルター
más
ガイストの
rápido
話したんでエ
posible
クソシストの話を
al video para que puedan
I'll just skip the
escuchar
next
así,
one and go to the
leer lo que
Exorcist.
dicen en inglés, pero tal vez
I was
no
thinking
cuando
the same
salga el
thing,
video,
actually.
¿ok?
So the other one that he brought up to me is The Exorcist.
一番怖い映画なんで僕人生で
It's the scariest movie that I've
一回
ever
しか
seen
見
in
た
my
こと
life.
ない。
I only saw it
ブルーレイ
once.
も買ってない
I don't have the Blu-ray.
でこれ最後にですね、まあ、少女がリンダ・ブレアが悪魔に取りつかれてでそれを助ける話です、
So
ね
the story is about at the end of the movie, Linda Blair is possessed by the demon and how this is
で
exorcised.
老神父が戦って、まあ、命を落とすんですよ
And
最
all
後で
praise battles, and towards the end he dies.
で彼の弟子がいて若い神父がいて
And his apprentice, a young priest.
最後どうしたかというと、
What happens at the end? Well,
リンダ・ブレアに取り付いた悪魔を自分に呼び入れて
he summons the devils that is in Linda Blair, so
そのまま
someone
階段から飛び降
possesses
りるん
him
ですよ
and jumps from the
要
stairs.
は彼女を助けるために自分は自己犠牲を起こしたという
So
か
he sacrifices himself to save
なん
her.
かそういう世の中にそういう大人がいるっていうことをその時子供の時分かって怖いものがいっぱい今ありますけど世の中にはそんな僕らを守ってくれる大人がいるっていうんで、まあ、これからも生きていこうと
As a kid, it was a learning experience, right? This world is full of scary things out there, but there are adults like this. So maybe I can get through this. If there are people, adults like this, maybe I can get through this through life, even though there are so many scary things out there.
They're also optimistic. It's incredible. So I want to talk about John Carpenter's Halloween. But in it, you told me something that I'd never read or heard before. Not only do I want to hear your impression of it, but I want to hear on how it specifically affected Metal Gear.
Ok, ya empezamos con los videojuegos. Como una película de la que
もとも
hablaron
とそ
afectó
の
Metal
見つから
Gear.
ないっていうのがメタルギアっていうかステルスなんで
Metal Gear is about not being spotted, about stealth.
こういうとこに隠れたり
So you're hiding like this here.
したいんですけど最初の MSX は、
That's what I wanted to do.
3D じゃなかったんでカメラ上なんですよね
MSX didn't have this
まあ神の視
capability.
点です。
It was over top view, so it was God's point of view.
で本当に怖いのはハロウィンの、ジェミー・リー・カーティスがロッカーに隠れたところのシーンです
But the real scary things are like, how the character in Halloween is hiding in the locker.
ロッカーの中の視点になって、周りが見えないもうこんだけの窓しか見えないところで
Pudo haber sido
こ
una
の情報量が少ない
influencia
とこ
para
ろで
lograr hacer eso
ブ
desde
ギーマ
Metal
ン
Gear
が
2,
来ない
en el que se
緊張
esconden
感
los
She's hiding in the
closets.
locker and looking from the slits, and you have very limited vision, and from there she's just trying to, with very limited information, she's trying to figure out if the boogeyman is coming or not.
なんで、3D ポリゴンができるようになってプレイステーションになった時にやっぱりそのロッカーの視点ができるんで、まあ、ヒッチコックの視点ですけどそれがやりたいんでメタルギアソリッドを作ったということになります。
So once I was able to make 3D polygons with the PlayStation, I was able to make this point of view. This is something that Hitchcock did a lot, but I was finally able to do Metal Gear Solid with that scary point of view.
MGS って
in Metal
3つの
Gear
カメラ
Solid
でなってるんですよ構成されているというか
Metal Gear Solid is structured with 3 types of cameras.
まずゲームなんで
It's a
非常にこう
game.
自分の、位置と
So
方向が分かる
It's very
カメラ
important.
が必要なんで
You need a camera that allows you to see where your character is and where
当
it
時
is
カメ
headed.
ラを倒したまま進むと描画が負荷で引きつるんでカメラを上に上げてたんですけど俯瞰カメラです、
At that point, if you made the camera follow the character from right, like pretty
カ
much
メラが
first
上なん
person
で
view,
上が北で下が南です。
you would lose a lot in
なんで
performance. So you
南から北にずっと進んでいくってすごい分かりやすい。
made it over the top view, and it was very easy. Right,
画面
up
で
is
すね。
north, and you're trying to go north.
それ基本
right
で
is
進ん
east.
でいくんですけど、
And those are the
全然
basic
怖く
rules.
ないです。そ
But
れだ
that
と
doesn't make it scary.
自分の体も見えてるし、敵の体も見えてるんで
You。can see your
Eso
own
fue
body, and you can
confuso.
see the enemy, where the enemy is
それで
located.
主観っていうかその段ボールに入ったりロッカーの中に入るとキュッとその視点が
So that's
下に
why I
な
wanted
机の
to
下に
add
入ったりすると
first
下
person
にな
view
っ
when you
て
get in a box, when you're
まあ敵
hiding.
兵の足とかしか見えない
You can only see the enemy's feet, for
そういう
example.
臨場感が得られると
I wanted to create that tension, and you
Yeah.
can choose that.
それだけでは怖くないんで
But that alone doesn't make it
もう一
scary
個が
either.
テキサスチェーンソーカメラ
The other is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre camera
まあ007カメラみたいなもんですよ
or the 007
こ
camera.
ういう壁に張り付くとカメラがグッとビ
When
ハイ
you're
ンドっていうか
sticking to a
望遠
wall,
レンズで
the camera
見た
changes its
感じ
point
で
of
自
view.
分と敵の距離が望遠で分かる
It
っていう
allows you to see from the
それが近
distance
づいてくる
you and how far the enemy is from you. If the enemy is getting close to
テ
you,
キサスチェーンソーで最後女の子がこうあいつにレーザーフェイスに追われるカッ
like
トみたい
the
な
like the scene towards the end of the
まあ
Texas
この
Chainsaw
3つの
Massacre
カメ
where
ラでメタルギア
the
が
other face is
できてる
getting close to the girl. These are the cameras that I use as reference
まあ
to
今
make
なら
Metal Gear.
3D でぐるぐる回せるんですけどね
Right now, it's much easier. You can just do it in 3D, move the camera anywhere you want.
Deep.
Sí, definitivamente.
One of the first conversations that we had over dinner about 3 years ago, we both started nerding out about Jodorowsky. And you turned to me and you point blank said, Metal Gear is El Topo.
はいそう
What
Metal
did you mean
Gear
by
es el topo.
ねメタルギアってその敵が出てきますよね
Metal
ボス敵
Gear
ね
is about like you have an enemy
ボ
shows
ス
up.
ボス敵は、要はその
boss
対戦ではない対戦ってそれぞれの国に属して兵士なんで、イデオロギーとかなくて仕事で戦ってるわけでしょ
And they're not battling. They're just from different countries, different ideologies, and that's why they're collapsing.
でメタルの敵はそうじゃなくて自分の、まあ、哲学で戦ってる
But in Metal Gear, this was not the case. In Metal Gear, every boss had their own philosophy,
で
and that's why
プ
they're
レイヤー
fighting.
がいろんな敵に出会って、まあ、戦う前に戦い前と戦った後に自分の哲学とか自分の背景を全部言って死んでいくんですけど
In Metal Gear, what I did with the bosses was the bosses before the battle or after the battle, you learn their whole background and you understand why they're fighting and their philosophy.
要はプレイヤーはいろんな敵と出会っていろんな敵の哲学とか人生を吸収して、まあ、カニバリズムみたいなものです
So the
吸
player,
収してどんどん成長していくって話なん
so
で
the
すよ
player meets different character, different bosses, learns their philosophy, acquires that, takes that as part of them, as part of him. It's in a way, it's kind of cannibalism.
なんでそこが、まあ、エルトポの、前半部分に近い
So that's where I think it's
It's short,
pretty close to the first half of El Topo.
シーンとしてますけどね
Everyone is so quiet.
I don't think there's a lot of
¿Por qué tan
Jodorowsky fans
silencio?
out there. Watch his stuff, guys. Get into it. He'll be better off for it. What about The Great Escape? How did that affect Metal Gear? The Great Escape?
Otra película más.
大脱走はですね
Hasta yo
まあ
ahora
そ
estoy
の
empezando a pensar en
コンバットゲームを作ってくださいっていう
muévelo
オファ
hacia
ーがあって
adelante, ya son las 7,
当
compadre.
然コンバットゲーム
Habla de
いっぱいあった
videojuegos.
っていうかコンバットゲームが
Aunque sea un
イコールゲ
poquito,
ーム
un
みたいな時代だ
poquito.
ったんですよ当時は
Dijiste que iba a hablar de
Well,
videojuegos.
first
allí.
I was asked to make a
Sé que le iba a
combat
hacer
game, and there were
preguntas,
many combat
pero
games. Actually, a
bueno,
game
esperemos que
that
esta sea la
is
última.
making a combat game.
でまあ、戦争というキーワードでじゃあどういうゲームを作ろうかなといった時に大脱走大好きな映画があるんですけどもそれが頭の中に出てきたんですね
So when I thought, all right, the keyword has to be war, and how am I going to make a game around this? And the first thing that popped into my mind was The Great Escape, a movie I loved.
まあ、対戦中の、連合軍が、まあ、捕まって穴を掘ってトンネル掘って逃げる話なんですけどトンネルから出た時にサーチライトがこう地面の上をこうとこう動いててそれに見つからないように行くその緊張感みたいなそういうのをまあゲームにしたいと思って作ったのがそのメタルですね。
So the story of Great Escape is about a team that gets captured and they dig a
Esta
tunnel
silla
and
donde
they
estoy
escape
un
through
poco
this tunnel. But
incómodo.
the thing is, when they pop out of this tunnel, there's searchlights
poquito
around them,
incómodo.
and you feel all this stress and tension of how they get around these searchlights. And I thought I wanted to make a game to convey this kind of tension. And that's why I made Metal Gear.
僕のそのゲーム作りの、動機というか、それは映画のようなというよりも映画で感じるようなその感覚をゲームで自分でアクションで体験したいっていうのがもともとそこにあります。
For me, the reason I want to make games is not to make games that are like movies, but games that allow the people to experience things that I was able to experience through movies.
You listed a lot of other references, like Guns of the Navarone and Dawn of the Dead and Escape from New York and Planet of the Apes. And hopefully we can come back and talk about those specific references, but I'm worried about time, so I want to skip ahead to a couple other questions.
Al fin, sabía.
As a director, and as a creator, you slave and you pour your heart and soul into what you make. And often
Este carajo Jordan es un genio como director.
Wounded for that.
De hecho, Kong me encantó, pero como presentador, Dios mío, hace las preguntas más aburridas del mundo. O bueno, para mí. Hubo algunas que me gustaron, pero
in Phantom Pain, these elegant, incredible camera moves that the camera never even cuts. And I want to talk about just emotionally at the height of, let's say, Metal Gear Solid 2. When you had very, very long cutscenes, and you were telling the story you wanted to tell, and that's the way you wanted to tell your story. And then you would see criticism with people saying, it's too long, or I can't skip, or whatever the criticism may be. I want to know, as an artist, how do you process that? And how does that make you feel?
Primera pregunta que realmente veo interesante.
なんていうんですね。それもまあある種。
Aunque la respuesta es obvia, no me importa.
そういうのちゃんと聞きます。
Well, that's also the way people are perceiving your stuff. So of course I pay attention and listen to this.
なんですけど。
But.
Que a mí no me importa.
時代とともに変わるんですよ。
The way people look at evaluate your things changes with the times.
MGS2 の時はまあライデンが主人公でとかいろいろ怒られましたけど、カットシーンが長いとか。
When MGS2 came out, a lot of people were upset at me. You know, people were like, "Why is Raiden the main character? The cutscenes are too long."
誰も言いません。
You know, I don't understand what you're trying to convey.
今まあネットの時代で。
You know,
ようやく分かってくれる人も出てきたっていうのがあって。
There are a lot of more people that understand what I try to make back then.
人も僕もそうですけど、時代とともに流れていくので、その都度評価は変わると思うので。
People, and I'm included in that. I also do this, but people change their perception according to the times.
なんでまあその時評価が低くても10年20年経てば評価が変わるとは思います。
So I think sometimes even if the perception is not good at that point, in the future, 10, 20 years later, the perception might change.
2001年1の旅とかブレードランナーとか工業的な大失敗で最初はもうボロカス言われてたんで、まあそれを考えればまあそういう思いで僕も皆さんの声を聞いてます。
2001 Odyssey to Space, Blade Runner were commercial disasters, and later on it was when they were finally perceived by the people positively, and I try to keep this in mind when listening to people.
Yeah, give it up. Watch those cutscenes. One of the hardest lessons for me on Kong was when you're in the midst of such a giant machine, and after years and years of people saying, "Do you want to try it this way? Why do you want to do it that way? What about this?" And you have this gut. Your gut is what got you to where you are, right? And that's what makes you who you are, is this thing inside of you that says, I want to do it this way. And so when you have people around you who say, don't do it that way, or sometimes you just have to remember, like Dan Trachtenberg, who just left, him and I had this conversation, that ultimately, if people could see what you see, they wouldn't need you. And so as clear as something can be in your head, sometimes it is not as clear to anyone else. And they only see it at the very end. And it's very difficult along the way for them to understand why you want to do something the way that you do. And so I'm curious, are there any examples or instances for you where you remember you had this idea in your head where you said, I want to do it that way, I want to do this. And no one got it, no one understood. But then at the end, you were validated, and people finally said, yes, okay, we get it.
Larga pregunta.
彼は映画ですけど、僕はゲームなんですけど。
I mean, he makes games. He makes movies. I make games. But
毎回、企画を考えてゲームのシステムとかを説明します。
Every time I think of a plan, I explain what I'm thinking for the game system.
で、まず一番最初に説明するのはスタッフですね。
The first people that I explained this to is my
デス・ストランディングもうちのスタッフに説明しました。
For Death Stranding, I also started by explaining a year ago to the team what I wanted to make.
誰も理解してくれません。
No one got it.
全く新しいことをしようとしてるので、
si es como los dos trailers que vimos, yo creo que tampoco
反
nosotros.
対されたら勝ちっていうのがありますね。
Because I was trying to make something new and something different. So for me, I personally think that if people are opposed to you, then you're on the right track. That's what I'm making.
Si la gente se opone a ti es porque estás en lo correcto.
新しいゲームスタイルを作るっていうことで、でも理解してもらえないと一緒に作れないんで、
But well,
ずっと毎日説明します。
when you're trying to make something new, and even if people are
でも
opposed
そ
to
ん
it,
な
if
こと
it's your
そんな
team,
ことしませんよって言われ
I
るん
need
ですけど、
my team to get it. So day in and day out, I explain and I convey what I want
ただ
to
ゲ
make.
ームの実験をいろいろしていく上で、
And while we move forward and do different experiments,
僕のやりたいことが見えてきて、
little by little, the team starts getting what I want to make.
今もう普通に動いて遊べるんですけど、
And
僕
right
が
now,
やりたかったことがそこにあるんですけど、
right now, what I wanted to achieve is already there and is working.
もうスタッフはもう自分たちは天才だと。
But my
偉い
team, everyone is
俺が
convinced,
天才ちゃう
oh,
なと思いながら。
we're geniuses. And I'm just like, no, I thought of this.
I feel the same way. Just talk to me real quick about, when you talk about your team, it takes a long time to build that family, people who can trust the method to the madness. You start at the beginning of a project and you say, I want to do this, and people say, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. And for me as a filmmaker, the same thing happens. So talk about creating that family. Like I've fallen in love with so many members of your team, like Ken, or we have a mutual colleague with Kyle Cooper. And how do you build that community who can find your vision?
日々映画を見たり本読んだり音楽を聴いたりしてます。
First, day in and day out, I try to watch movies, I try to read novels, to listen to different music.
で、気になる人がいたら、アプローチして会いに行って話をする。
And if there's anyone that I'm very interested, I approach them and I try to talk directly with them.
エージェントとか絶対中に入れません。直接連絡して直接会いに行く。
I never go through agents. I approach them directly and talk with them directly.
で、そこで話をして、この人となら仕事がしたいなということであれば、一緒に仕事をしませんかということで。
And once I talk with them, then and if I feel the right vibe, then I offer, well, do you want to work with me and do this together with me? And that's how I do it.
Mm-hmm.
We both have an intense love of cinema. And, you said you will not watch
Ya se desvió otra vez para
on
películas y
DVD.
películas.
To me, the theater is a church. It's a safe place for me. And I think that we're on the same page for that. I'm just curious, the medium that you work in, which is games, you have to play that in your living room. Now, granted, something happens when you're playing a game in your living room that I think is far different than when you're watching a movie. And so, do you feel like sitting in your living room playing a game has that same profound church element as when you're in a theater watching a film?
No, pues ahora media hora ahí de hablar. Kojima debería aprender inglés.
I mean, I'm the kind of person that also plays games alone in the living room.
で、 まあ僕の時代は音楽っていうのはリビングでプレイヤーがあって LP のそこでしか聴けなかったんですけど。
In my time, we had the LPs and the music. You had to hear it in the living room, or you had the LP player.
家族がそれを使うので、家族が聴いてる音楽を止めて自分の音楽をかけれなかったんですけど。
So I couldn't stop what my family was listening to. Just stop that and put my own music.
ウォークマンが出てからは。
Once the Walkman came out,
音楽を運べるようになったので。
I was enabled to carry my music around.
まあ自分の音楽の趣味が広がったというのはあります。
And for example, that alone expanded my musical overview, like what I knew about music.
ゲームも自分の部屋は持ってる人はいいんですけど。
For games the same, you know, people that are
自分
fortunate
の
enough
ゲ
to
ーム
have
を
their own
連れてい
room.
ろんなところでできるっていう環境もまあ今テクノロジー的に全然
Creo que estoy un poquito atrasado. Hacen comentarios que están un poco adelantados al video.
Allows you to take your games on the go and go elsewhere, and I think that also in its own has a big value.
So you think that it has the same profound impact, like being invested in a game because it's an active experience? You think you get that same sort of profound church element because it's an active thing?
Kojima está así como que, ¿ah?
そうですね。僕はそのゲームに求めているのはそのストーリーとかというよりも世界観なので、その世界観に没入できる環境があれば家でもいいですし、劇場でもいいですし、どっかその移動中でもいいと思うんですけど。
Well, see, for me, what I want from games is I don't look for that much story in other games, but more about the world. So if it's an environment that allows me to dive in that world, whether it's a room on my own or if it's in a car or outside, as long as I can dive into the world, that for me works.
Filmmaking, game making, any creative process has an element of heartbreak. I think as you invest your soul in projects that never happen, that start to happen, that get canceled, that die. How do you process that? When a project dies, do you still carry that with you? Do you let it inform other things you're working on? How does that emotionally impact?
Bueno, por lo menos eso lo podemos relacionar con Metal Gear y Death Stranding. La pregunta.
ですね。まあ悲しい出来事ではありますけど、まあ作り続けることが僕のまあその前に進む力の一つなんで、ボツになったらなったで次のものを作ると、そういう心がけですかね。
It's something really sad when that happens, but making something new and keep creating something, it's one of the things that keep me moving forward. So in that regard, I try to set my mind to, all right, if something gets canceled, if something never happens, well, I'll just go move on to the next and keep creating stuff because that's what keeps pushing me forward.
2 more questions, then we're going to have to wrap this up.
Dos preguntas más y ninguna relacionada, y creo que no van a hacer preguntas de la audiencia.
Are all people that I think, and a lot of your contemporary directors that we haven't even gotten to talk about that you love, like Park Chan-wook and Del Toro, people like that. They're all people who I think understand genre conventions and twist them and reinvent them, and they understand tropes and how to play with them. And I think that from my perception, you're someone very similar, whether it's Fish and Mailed or Raiden or whatever. You're good at fucking with your audience, and turning that lens back on the audience and reinventing the ideas of how these things work. So when you approach, are you thinking about that as you approach it, or is that just so embedded in you?
I just like doing that.
That's the most punk rock way you could have answered that. All right, so obviously, I think that you guys have seen that he is a true cinephile, and I hope that you've learned a little bit about who he is through these films along the process. And I really wanted to talk more about specific references in Metal Gear. I wanted to talk about Snatcher and Zone of the Enders and so many things, but we don't have time for that. Sadly. I don't let them know we want to go an hour more and then we'll keep going.
Realmente
But one of
las
the things
preguntas
when I
fueron
think
muy,
about your
muy
work
ladillas.
is you are exceptional at taking these influences that we've talked about and reprocessing them and reinterpreting them and making them your own. Right? They get filtered through your brain and they become this brand new explosive thing that's captured all of these people and people all over the world. And so my question to you is, as I now go and interpret your myths, as I embark on making a Metal Gear Solid movie, what would you say to me?
Por lo menos esta fue una buena pregunta.
まあ僕と同じように皆さんの期待を裏切れと。
Do the same thing as me, betray your audience.
Haz lo mismo que yo, traiciona a tu
audiencia. Thank you guys. Give it up for Hideo Kojima, the man.